Thanks for coming back for another edition of the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy Jake here, and alongside me, the man, the myth, the wannabe legend, Michael Mandy.
And this week we are debating from 1981, My Bloody Valentine, directed by George Mihalka and...
Well, Mihalka too. Okay? Mihalka too. What makes you think you're the only one that can Hulka? So, all right, see? Gotta be fair.
Hogan?
We gotta be fair.
Okay, starring such large names as Paul Kelman, Laurie Hallier, basically a bunch of Canadians we've never heard of.
A. Oh, A. Or maple syrup.
Moosehead.
NHL.
Second City TV, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Okay, you freaking win.
Yes, I...
Wow. Anyway, we actually wanted to do this debate because we just saw and debated the new version of My Bloody Valentine, the 3D version. And so immediately after watching that, we had to come home and get a refresher course on the original, which we haven't seen in forever.
No, this was the first movie I saw on a Betamax.
Oh my God!
So this movie holds a special place in my heart, just because this is the first movie I've seen that you can bring home and it's unedited.
Let me tell you something. This is for all you old time folks out there like Mike. Here, see if you can wrap your head around this one. I had this film not on VHS,
I saw
not on Beta. I had it on CED disc. Do you know what a CED disc is, Mike?
Is that one of them big ass laser discs?
No, it's not a laser disc. It's similar, but what it is a disc that fit inside of a hard plastic sleeve.
Right, yeah, the laser
You would insert the entire sleeve into the player.
That's what the original laser discs were.
Well, they weren't considered a laser disc, folks.
Okay, well.
They were considered CED disc, okay? And I had this movie. This is the one that had to flip over.
Yeah, halfway through.
Halfway through the film, you'd hear your machine go, and then it would reverse. You know?
You had to take it out and flip it over.
Oh, that's right. On that one you did.
Yes.
You had to stick that sleeve back in, get the disc, flip it over, put the whole sleeve back in.
I remember.
What a freaking trip. And you know what? That was just so all the kiddies couldn't get their fingerprints all over the disc.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. You know, that thing used to skip, though, Mike. Used to skip something serious. Now, the Laserdisc didn't have that problem. The actual real Laserdisc, I never had a problem with skipping. But the CED suckers, oh my God, they used to skip all over the joint. And we used to take really good care of that stuff, too. But anyway, just a little trivia to let you know that I am old school just like Mikey. Yep. You know, Mikey was sitting there watching his Beta while I was sitting there sticking my whole sleeve inside the player.
In case what Betamax were, those little tiny cassettes, video cassettes, not VHS.
Yes.
They came first.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember we rented this movie and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was, 13 or 12?
Well, at least you got one good movie out of them. Okay, so here we are. Here we are with My Bloody Freaking Valentine, the original.
My Bloody Valentine, eh?
Well... Okay. You know, I was talking to somebody earlier today. I got a phone call from somebody I hadn't talked to in a long time. And he goes, "What are you doing today?" And I said, "Well, me and Mike, you're going to go check out the new My Bloody Valentine." You know what he said? He said, "Isn't that a band?" And I said, "No, that's like Bullet for My Valentine or something."
Maybe there is a band called My Bloody Valentine.
No, I don't think it's My Bloody Valentine. I think it's Bullet for My Valentine, or I Killed My Valentine, or Shot Her, or something. I don't remember, but it's a band name anyway.
I think it's a band.
Okay, whatever. So that was the first thing he said. I'm looking at him like, "No, stupid, the movie." You know?
We're horror movie guys.
Come on, I don't care about the band.
Where do you think the band stole their name from?
Yeah, no kidding. So anyway,
back to the movie.
All right. Why are you getting me all sidetracked, Mike? I'm getting frustrated here. Trying to talk about the movie here, you keep going off on a tangent.
You're the one talking about the band.
Anyway, here we are back in 1981. Now, the first thing that I realized when I started watching this movie is, God, this is freaking old. I couldn't get into like the costume set, like the lady that gets killed in like the laundromat, right? I mean, she looked like so old school, like school teacher. Right?
She was an old
with
lady.
The red freaking sweater, you know, open in the front with the hair poofed up to the moon. I'm like, come on. I mean, I can't go back. I just saw 2009 version, and now I'm like, oh my God, you know. And the pacing, much slower. I felt like the dialogue was getting us nowhere.
The first movie gave you 84 bodies in the first 5 minutes.
What? That's
this one gives you 1.
You know what? As far as I'm concerned, I make Ice-T proud. The bigger the body count, the better we are, okay? and this movie, it just seemed like it was taking too long to get where I knew we were going to go anyway. Let's just get to the point. Maybe I was just a little impatient. I don't know.
I think you were impatient just because you saw the original, the remake.
The new
first.
one. Yeah, it's not a remake. It's like 1.5.
Okay.
Okay? I thought I already said that.
In the
other debate. Okay. So, Mike, what'd you think on this one?
I like this film.
You would?
I think it's a little bit more. It's not
Booty.
No, there was less booty in this movie. There was no skin in this movie. If you want to see skin, see the new.
You see the new one, yeah. Mike's looking on the internet for like freeze frames and stuff. It's unbelievable. Yeah. He's like printing them out. You know those animations that you like put a book together and you flip through the pages real quick and you see the animation? He's got that Betsy chick in there. He's flipping right through and seeing her bounce.
You know, it's funny. There's going to be people thinking you're serious looking for it. They're going to be downloading all sorts of viruses, looking at all these porn sites. What's he looking at?
Hey, it's worth checking out, man.
I'd just go check out the movie,
I'd
folks.
BitTorrent it if I was you. You know what I'm saying?
Go check out the movie.
All right.
So anyways, this movie, no skin at it, but what it was in this film, it's just two guys, and yeah, his dad owns the mine, but that was really toned down. He just went away, and they didn't say for how long he went away. And so when he came back, his girlfriend was not married with children, and you've been gone 10 years. She's just, you left, so I found your friend. And now he and I are an item. So the two of them are working together in the mine. There's no, I'm the sheriff of this town, you gotta move out. And none of that, I was gonna sell my shares and move out, but now I'm gonna stay because I want her. None of that. This movie is just two co-workers fighting over the same chick. Meanwhile, you've got other people and...
Mike, the film turned into love story.
Well,
it turned into love story with the cheesiest freaking soundtrack I've heard.
Well, it's called My Bloody Valentine. There's hearts everywhere you look.
No, it's a freaking horror movie, Mike.
And this movie, he's killing people because he doesn't want them to have a dance on Halloween night. The new one has...
Halloween night?
Or, not Halloween, I'm sorry. Valentine's night. Sorry.
You see, you're mixing good films with this crap.
Yeah, sorry.
See, here you go.
I admitted I faux pas.
Just making sure.
Okay, so anyways, the psycho killer guy, Warden, doesn't want them to have a dance on Valentine's night.
Thank you, Mike.
So, sorry, kids, we're closing down the city town hall. You're going to, no parties. So they secretly have one at the mines, which is where he's hiding out. So he takes them all out.
Yeah.
So,
you know what, though?
It's an 80s film.
You know what, though? This was a watered-down version of what we saw today. This was just, I don't know. In other words, I don't know. Maybe after seeing the new one and going 100 miles an hour through a bunch of bodies, maybe I didn't have the patience to sit down for this thing.
Exactly.
But for me, it just didn't work too well, Mike.
Well, exactly.
It wasn't scary.
It's like if the first time you rode a roller coaster, you went on the greatest roller coaster in the universe with turns and flips, and then you go to a classic roller coaster like on the Santa Cruz Boardwalk, you're going to go, this one's boring.
No, that's bull, because I love that one.
Yeah, but you see my...
I love the Dipper.
Yeah, but the Dipper has no upside downs, no caves, no fog,
upside down, you're turning.
Loop-de-loops, none of that stuff.
I hear you.
So people will say this is a boring.
But you know what? No. You're not hearing me though.
Started out.
You're not hearing me though. Okay, because what I'm saying is that it's not just the body count, it's not just the speed. It was flashier. It had better acting by far, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, this was a low budget.
This was like Mr. Roboto City, baby. I mean, these guys were like reading their lyrics, like or their lines, whatever. Like, I mean, it was just so unemotional. You know what I mean?
Hey, you'll be sorry.
Sorry. Yes, I'll be sorry.
Sometimes their accents.
I mean, not this cap on Canadians. I love you, Bret Hart. Anyway, I just want to say that I kind of feel like, I saw this movie way back when. Like I said, I had it on the CED.
And you probably liked it way back when.
And I don't think I ever watched the whole thing all the way through. I don't think I ever sat down and really watched this thing all the way through. I don't remember seeing the whole film. Today, when I watched it, I saw scenes that I did not remember. Okay, so it's very possible I got bored as hell with it and turned it off.
Well, you drank a lot back then.
No, yeah. When I was 12, I was drinking a lot, Mike.
I was.
Yeah. Well, that explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I was drinking a lot, renting high. I'd want Texas Chainsaw Massacre, please.
So I don't know. This is nowhere near the caliber of film that we saw today, and it doesn't matter if it's 3D. It doesn't matter if it's 2D or 1D or
this movie had a lot better
double D.
characterization.
Yeah, but the characterization sucked. It just there was nobody.
Oh, come on, the fat guy with the handlebar mustache was cool.
No, the guy looked like the Gorton's fisherman. From the front when you buy your fish sticks.
The fat guy?
Now I'm talking about the guy at the bar. You'll see him.
The old guy. You'll be sorry.
I couldn't get myself into any of these characters. Could not. The chicks weren't all that effective. I mean, towards the end, when they were getting chased, they got a little bit better. But I got tired of the whole kind of love story deal. It was too slow, too monotonous, too watered down to be a horror film. Now, I thought the costume, of course, it looked very similar in today's film as it did back then.
Because they did it right the first time.
Yeah, so I thought that was okay. Some of the killings were still cool. In fact, some of the killings were very similar to what they did in the new one.
Because they did it right the first time.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but they did it right so damn slow that I was too asleep to care. I don't know. 1981 didn't impress me, I guess. The problem is that everything in this movie said to me, go to sleep. That was the problem. It was too slow. It took forever to get where it was going.
I think you were jaded because you saw the remake first.
When it came to the kills,
made
and also what's with the slow-mo stuff? Now, I realize that when you're
slow-mo stuff?
See, this is what I'm talking about. Give me a minute now. Now, when the guy is swinging on somebody with the pickaxe, okay, you can tell that these guys are going like at half speed, and they're trying to cut the angles to fast to where you feel like it's in regular motion. But if you sit there and you actually look at what's going on the screen, these guys are like,
well, this was low budget. They didn't have professional union stuntman and
choreography. Come on, Mike. This was. I mean, it just no. I felt silly.
Okay, so
felt
you're
silly.
slamming the entire movie because they swung too slow.
No, I'm slamming the entire movie because I was bored out of my mind. I would have rather slammed my head against a brick a few times. It's not a bad film. It's just not a great film. I thought what we saw today, as far as the new one, was much more in my vein of what I would like to see this type of thing be. Yes, it was 100 miles an hour. Yes, there was less characterization.
Yes, there was more blood, guts, pieces,
That's
parts,
right.
and body count.
Again, you're using pieces parts, Mike. Now I'm going to start taking count as to how many times you use my lines, okay? I'm getting irritated over here now.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So,
what the hell do you think I'm trying to do, you moron?
So I'm telling you that this film, for me, didn't work nearly as well as what it should have. I personally think that this is one time, and again, I'm scared in 2009 that it's going to be a year of remakes and crappy ones at that, but I think this is one time where I can safely say that the new version completely blasts the old version. I think everybody should go see the My Bloody Valentine 3D, because I think that's the better version.
Okay.
Period. Okay? And I gave that 3 stars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving this one a almost 2. Okay, so it's going to be a 2.
You're going to give it 2?
I'm going to give it 2. I'm not going to give it 1. I'm going to give it a 2. Like I said, certain kills were still very effective. You're right, they did it right the first time. There's certain things they did right.
Old lady in the dryer.
The old lady in the dryer, yes, once she was dead, it was all good.
Yeah.
Okay, before she died, I didn't want anything to do with her, okay?
You wanted her to die.
I didn't want anything to do with her, The chicks were, a little more, how to say?
Canadian?
Well, they were a little more prudish. It was back different times. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like the chick like Sarah.
Like nowadays.
Wait a minute, no. Now listen to me. Here's what makes sense. Okay, now listen to this. Sarah in the new film had initiative. She had the initiative to do things. She could get physical enough.
Well, girls have more initiative nowadays.
Right, that's the point I'm trying to make, Mike, is that now back in 1981, girls...
They screamed and went, ah.
Yeah, if a girl would have picked up, a freaking pickaxe and started swinging at you would have been like, oh, she ain't doing that.
Hey, in this movie, she picked up a rock and smashed him when he was going to kill TJ. She put up a little bit of fight.
You know what, Mike?
The one in the red, though,
Mike,
she was
it
irritated.
wouldn't hurt my feelings to never see the original film again. That's the honest truth. It would not hurt my feelings. You could erase it now. We have a much superior version on the market, and I liked it. Now, again, it's difficult for me sometimes because I'll watch like characters like Kerr Smith, who's in the new one, and some of these other guys, And I'm like, man, we're bordering right on that WB thing, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it.
They were bordering on it, but it's like WB, but or better yet, the Beverly Hills 90210, but now they're 5 years older.
Luke Perry was nowhere near this film.
No, but I'm saying that this cast could have been a WB, but now they're 5 years older.
Yeah.
So they're starting to show some age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I enjoyed that. I like the new film so much more. So, you know what? 2 stars for me on this. Barely 2. I'm going to go ahead and give it 2. If you haven't seen the original and you
see that first.
You see that first, and then go check out the new one. And I'm confident that most people are going to agree with me and say that the new film, as much as it pains you to say it sometimes because you love the classics, right? But as much as it pains you to say it, I think it outclasses it in almost every way. Period.
I like the older film, but then again, I like the new film too. So, but the thing is, like I said, they did a lot of things right with this the first time. I like the added characterization. I liked the fact that one of the guys wasn't the cop. The cop was just, you saw more of the city. And this one had more to do with the Valentine theme. The new movie, they didn't have no Valentine's dance. They didn't have he's coming back to kill you on Valentine's Day. He just came back. It could have been April for all we knew.
Yeah.
He just got out.
Yeah.
Why was he leaving Valentine heart things? It wasn't because it was February 14th.
Yeah, well, did it matter?
Why was he carving their hearts out and putting them in heart boxes? Whereas this movie tells you why.
Cue Nirvana's heart-shaped box, please.
The
Producer.
The new movie doesn't. Well, I liked this film, so I'm going to give it 3 stars.
You're going to give it 3. Okay, well, but you gave the other one 4.
That's true, I did.
So you liked the new one better.
Yes, the new one was a lot more fun.
Ah.
Yes, the pacing was a lot better.
There you go.
But this film, I still think, is a good, solid film.
You know what? You know who else likes this film, Mike?
The original or the
original. You know who else likes the original?
Hundreds of people.
No, your dog. You know why your dog likes it? Because I was so out of watching the film that I wasn't even into it. I gave him all the attention.
That's right.
Yeah, he got lots of love because
this is why you didn't like the film that much. You weren't paying attention.
I was paying total attention
to the dog.
I was totally out of the experience. I didn't care. I cared more about the dog than the movie. That tells you something right there.
All right, I'm Michael Mann. He cares more about the dog than this movie, folks. All right. So I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff, and we'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.